It's not about the size, but about how you use it. Now, this is an email marketing channel, so I'm talking about one thing and one thing only. The penis. Except you probably will have to get laid first to know anything about this stuff. So that's all theory for me. What it's not theory, it's how in 2024 we generated a client $2.4 million through Klaviyo email marketing out of a list of 11,000 subscribers. And today I'll tell you exactly how we did it. I'm Matthias Matt Perelli, founder of Email Engineers, my agency where we manage Klaviyo accounts for 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands and rank them in the top 1% of their peers. Our emails have up to 10 times higher conversion rate than our clients' competitors. And by doing so, we double their sales, cash flow, profit, most importantly, money in the bank. And in this video, I'll show you the 23 principles that help us generate $2.4 million out of a tiny list of 11,000 subscribers. To make it more digestible, so to speak, I'm dividing it into two parts. First, to increase email sales, we have to get more eyeballs on our emails. This, yes, is an eye. We have to get more eyeballs. You have more eyeballs on the same email you're sending, you're generating more revenue. In addition to that, the second way to do it is to have that email convert higher, have a higher conversion rate. So you have the same eyeballs, but these emails convert better. Of course, we want to do that too at the same time. So we'll get to this part later. First, let me show you how to increase your email's conversion rate. How to basically create better emails. As you know, there are good ads, bad ads. There are also good emails and bad emails. If you're new to e-commerce email marketing, let me give you a 30-second primer. So the way you acquire email subscribers is you're running ads through Facebook or Google, or you have influencers pushing traffic to your site, SEO, organic, whatever it is. You send people over to your website. They view a pop-up and then they become subscribers when they give you their email. Normally in exchange for something like a 10% discount, something like that. After they join, you have campaigns and sequences / flows. These are completely automated. So the most typical is a welcome sequence. Someone joins your list, you send them a series, one or more automated emails. And this is not going to be an email dedicated exclusively to email sequences and flows and all of the 15 to 20 flows there exist. This is how to make those flows convert better no matter what they are, because this is about how to increase email conversion rates, how to make better emails. Okay, we're on the same page now. Beautiful. Let's get started with the first principle, and this is going to be flow related. And this is the Spark unlocks methodology. So some people ask me whether they can get away with only flows or only campaigns. Now, to make $2.4 million out of a tiny list of 11,000 subscribers, we have to use both. Let me explain. Campaigns ignite the spark of desire. They get people hooked. They get people interested in your products. And flows provide the steady fuel of trust to get the flame burning until they buy. So you send a campaign, they click it, they make it to checkout, for example, and then they leave. They will receive flows. But you can have the best flows set up if no one is triggering those events, if no one is abandoning checkout or viewing your product and then leaving, then it wouldn't matter. No one will receive those sequences. So you have to use the both together, campaigns and flows. Moving to principle number 2, and this is also about flows. This is the idea about Super Bowl flows. So you know how running a 30-second Super Bowl ad costs like $2 million? You would expect, and it's actually this way, they test the heck out of those ads to see the reaction people are going to have before spending $2 million on this. So the Super Bowl is the place for the best ads only. And the same goes to flows. And you want to have your best emails only inside the sequences that you have. What I've seen happens whenever I audit a Klaviyo account that was set up either by another agency or an internal team, very rarely they set up multiple variations for just one email. If you use Klaviyo, you can, for example, have your email 1 and it's going to send 3 different variations, 3 A/B test, 3 different emails. And then based on what performs better, you run with the winner. But it's very rare that agencies or even internal teams do this because of course it takes thrice the efforts. Much less I see this being done on an ongoing monthly basis. But the payout is huge because these emails are getting sent to the hottest people only. Someone who just abandoned your checkout is in the hottest state, the most primed to buy that they ever will be. Same for someone who just joined your email list. They came through an ad, they're hot, their buying intention is high. So we want to send the best emails only, those with the higher likelihood of conversion. So when working with new clients, rather than setting just one welcome email number 1, for example, we set up 3 variations. And again, the difference in sales can be huge. So what you're seeing here is the screenshot of a Klaviyo A/B test. Essentially, there are 3 emails being tested here. There are 3 emails that are completely different from each other. We are not testing new subject lines here. There are entirely 3 different emails. Let me show you why this matters. If we look at open rates, then there's of course a clear loser, which is this one. These 2 also have a higher click rate. But what matters most, I have to zoom in a little bit. Can you see this number? Now this is the AOV, the average order value for each one of the subscribers that purchased this. The best email, which is this variation, got almost twice the average order value than the worst variation. And mind you, these were 3 really good emails to begin with, but nevertheless, one of these variations got almost twice the average order value. Here's why this matters. Imagine we had just set up 1 email and it happened to be email 3. We will be running an underperforming email without ever knowing it. Our sales will be half what they could have been. We will be wasting so much revenue by not having optimized email flows. So hopefully it makes sense. This is the concept of Super Bowl flows. Now I'm going on a tangent here, but people say flows are set and forget it. So yeah, I guess if you don't care much about revenue, then yes, they are set and forget it. If you want to make as much revenue, profit, and have the best cash flow possible, no, you need to optimize them every 1 to 2 months. And look and try to find new winners. Moving on, principle number 3 to increase your flows conversion rate. And this is MVP flows, baby. So if you use Klaviyo for your email marketing, and by the way, all of our clients use Klaviyo, they're all e-commerce brands, and they all want to maximize email revenue. Klaviyo can get 10 to 20% a little more expensive than other competitors, but in exchange, they have features that let you generate a ton more sales. So MVP flows. In Klaviyo, you can set up filters so that, for example, if someone abandons one of your best-selling t-shirts, products, whatever it is, then they will get a specific cart abandonment sequence. And these emails, because of course they are tailored to this specific t-shirt, with the graphic, with the design, with the copy, appealing to the unique reasons people have to buy this t-shirt, sizing, all of that, these emails we're seeing convert twice to thrice better than the typical cart abandonment emails that are super generic. Hey, you forgot about this, blah, blah, blah. So this is called MVP flows. We use this strategy to segment every one of the flows we set up for this brand, help us squeeze as much revenue as possible with emails that resonate. Now, which products should you use here? Follow the 80-20 rule. You probably have 1 to 5 products that contribute the most to your sales. Those are your MVPs. They could also be categories, MVP categories, right? The principle is the same, and you can have MVP cart abandonment, browse abandonment, and checkout abandonment. The difference between these 2 is this one is triggered when someone clicks the add to cart button and then they leave. This one is triggered when someone makes it to checkout and then they leave. And for bonus points, you can also have your post-purchase MVP flows. They purchase product A, you have a special sequence to cross-sell product B, for example. Principle number 4 to increase sales in your flows. This one is called trust acceleration. It's super simple. It says if you want to increase and speed up the sale, you should focus on creating as much trust as soon as possible. We've used this principle to sometimes double the conversion rates of flows. And you will do trust acceleration in the first email someone receives from you. That is most likely the welcome flow or the checkout abandonment flow. And that means sending emails that are very, 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 very long, but also very persuasive. Because truth is that people are considering buying the same product from 2 to 4 options. So we want to gain their trust no matter how hard it is. You will need a skilled copywriter who can pull this off. But again, the payoff is huge. It's a difference between sending a welcome to the family type of welcome email that just looks pretty and doesn't say anything else to something like this that gets someone emotionally invested into the brand. Moving on to principle 5 to increase your conversion rates in your flows. And this is do not send eco emails. To generate as much revenue as humanly possible, you don't want to do this. For example, you're sending a cat abandonment email that looks like this one. This looks fine, extremely simplistic in my opinion, could have used other trust building elements. But okay, this is fine. This is appealing to those people who just forgot to buy. But in email number 2, this brand is literally repeating the same thing they are saying on this first email. They're essentially saying, hey, did you forget about this? We saved your order. So it conveys the exact same idea as this. Now, the reason why this doesn't work as well if you want to maximize sales is because people abandon their cart for a number of different reasons. And forgetting about it is just one of those reasons, and it's not even a big one. Most of the time, they abandon their checkout because they're still not fully convinced. They need more conviction. And eco emails do nothing to move the sales forward. They're just eco, repeating the same thing over and over and over. Instead, here's a better way. This is an example we created for Four Sigmatic. They sell coffee with adaptogens like Lion's Mane and all of that. Let me read it. Hey name, Tiro here, founder of Four Sigmatic. I'd like to share with you an email I received a while back. Tiro, no offense, but why will someone buy coffee from you for $20 when they could get it from Walmart for like $5? I figure you might wonder why too. Am I right? I get it. Let me explain. This is a kind of Folgers medium roast for $4 from Walmart. From it, you can expect stimulation, potentially an upset stomach, jitters, there's a fine line, anxiety has you thinking at the speed of a twin turbine engine, a crash about 4 hours after you drink it, and a familiar taste. Our think cold brew ground coffee with lion's mane and chaga mushrooms costs $20. From it, you can expect stimulation, no upset stomach, 0 jitters, absolutely no anxiety, no crash, and a better taste. So yes, I suppose you could say it costs more. But what's a morning kickstart without any upset stomach, jitters, or crash worth to you? I'd say that's worth plenty. There's a difference between cost and value. Our customers know the difference, but don't take my word for it. Take it from the 45,000 5-star reviews. Here are a few notable ones. Then we have some reviews here. And by the way, I know I was talking about our Think product line here, but the same exact love and attention to detail is applied to every single product we sell. We aren't some giant behemoth that's forcing people to pick coffee beans for $2 an hour from a third world country. You can taste the difference. And I like to prove it to you with our money back guarantee. If you don't absolutely love anything we sell, you'll get that money right back. Just click this link here to finish checking out. Tiro, founder of Four Sigmatic. Now, hopefully you can see the difference between an email like this and an email like this one. It's day and night, and conversion rates prove it. This one moves the sale forward. This one, leave it stagnant in the same place. Do not send eco emails. Next, we have principle 6. And now we're talking about ways to increase conversion rates in campaigns. This is called yin and yang. And it's about adding contrast to your email campaign calendar. To keep people hooked and entertaining and looking forward to your emails, you cannot send the same type of content over and over and over. There has to be some contrast. Contrast keeps things interesting. So yin-yang in a calendar mean, for example, alternating between emotional versus more factual emails. Alternating between problem-based emails versus storytelling ones. Alternating between text-based, which we love, but also designed emails. This keeps people on their toes. They don't know what to expect, so they're more likely to keep opening your emails. And again, because of the Spark Unlocks concept, the more people open and engage and interact and read and consume your campaigns, the more people you will have going through your optimized flows, the more revenue you will generate. Don't forget the reason why we're doing this. We have to keep all of these principles in mind to generate $2.4 million out of a tiny list of 11,000 subscribers. Principle 7 to increase your campaign sales. And this is pump it up. Send more campaigns. This is the Klaviyo screenshot of this account with the data for 2024. And we sent exactly 95 campaigns through the year, which for some of you is a lot, and for some of you is not going to be a lot. But this is 2 to 3 campaigns on average. For us, that's not a lot, honestly. We have some clients where we're sending 4 to 5 campaigns on average. So this is still on the lower side for us, and it's because the list is tiny. But still, 3 campaigns a week, it's still enough to ignite the desire and push people over to your flows and let them do the heavy lifting, let them do the selling. I'd say 3 good campaigns a week is the minimum now. With the increased competition in people's inboxes, there are more brands sending more emails. The good news for you is that most of the emails that brands send are not really good. So if you send only 3 emails per week, but they are really good, you will still see your email revenue go up. And another benefit is that sending 3 emails a week lets you see faster what works and what doesn't, so you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So it lets you iterate faster. Moving on to principle 7 to increase your campaign's conversion rate. And it's very simple. When in doubt, send longer emails. The truth is, and we've tested and confirmed this plenty of time, people do read long emails. That is the reason why our emails are longer rather than shorter, and they generate plenty of sales. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are in jail and you have to convince the guard to let you out. You're given 2 options. Option 1, you can only use 30 words to convince the guard to let you out. Option 2, you can use up to 1,000 words to convince the guard to let you out. Which are you choosing? You're probably leaning towards the latter. And the reason is simple. Customers want clarity. They want to know the thing that they're buying is the thing that they're buying. Every one of us needs some level of persuasion to buy something. We all have our internal barriers, and it's very rare that someone is going to buy from you sight unseen. This ties back to the principle of trust acceleration. Customers want clarity. Customers want to relate to something. And if you can trigger their emotions, even better, because people buy on emotions, justify using logic. So when in doubt, send longer emails. And by the way, the examples I'm using here are text-based emails. These are the types of email we use most often because, again, they have a higher persuasion power when done right. But the same applies to designed emails, like this one right here. You can probably expect, as a marketer yourself, that this doesn't have much punching power, much convincing power. The brain is craving for more information. It wants more clarity. A short email like this is not creating it. So when in doubt, send longer emails. Principle number 8 to increase conversion rates in your campaigns. Do not send pillow emails. So some people say the only goal of an email is to get the click, let the sales page do the selling. And that has marketers creating emails like this one. And there are 2 problems with this. The first is that they approach email as if they were ads. So look at this for a moment. This could very well be one of AG1's Facebook ads. Same for this graphic right here. So if this was an ad, this would be amazing. The goal of ads is just to hook people in, grab attention, create interest about your products and your brand. So if these were ads, this will be perfectly fine. But these are emails. The goal of emails is to create desire and create conviction. You already hooked people in with your ads. They are already in your ecosystem, in your email list. So if you read this, premium health, affordable price, it costs less than $3 a day for whole body health support. Whatever that means, your daily cost comparison, multiple daily supplements, cup of coffee, then out, energy drink. Is it telling you anything? All the essentials, one low price. AGA1 offers comprehensive health support for less than the cost of your daily coffee. What is comprehensive health support? Our blend of 75 ingredients provides vitamin, minerals, and probiotics, replacing the need for multiple supplements. Blah, blah, blah. People inside the list already know about all of this, else they wouldn't be receiving this email. So this is what I call a pillow email. It's like trying to take down people's barriers, people's guards with pillows, right? You're not gonna do it. These emails are not persuasive enough. If instead they double down on just one of the claims that they made and explain what this is supposed to mean rather than using just jargon, this email would have generated twice the sales. But it didn't, because the marketers behind this are thinking of emails as if they were ads. So that is the first problem. Second problem, for those who follow the philosophy of let the email get the click, let the sales page do the selling, is that they assume that these sales pages are optimized, but it's very rare that they are unless they are A/B testing multiple variations a month. So they're just driving clicks and potentially interested people to a page that doesn't convert very well. So with this strategy of approaching email as if they were ads, at the end of the day, people end up knowing the sales page, the product pages like the back of their hands, yet 90% of them are still not buying. These emails, pillow emails, do not move the sales forward. They don't create much trust or much desire. The only goal is to get someone to click. A better alternative, again, will be doubling down on one of the aspects of what this whole body health support is supposed to mean. Let's say it's all about energy. Then we will have an email talking about that. For example, this is an email we created for a brand selling saunas, where we double down on back pain and target the people suffering from back pain and how saunas can help. It's a whole story-based email, which you can pause the video, read it if you want, that double downs on that and then segues into the benefit of saunas and then positions this brand as the best place to get their saunas. This doesn't do much for sales. And I recognize I might be sounding too arrogant right now. So the only reason why I'm telling you this is because I've also been on the other side. When I had to learn email marketing myself to keep my store afloat 5 years ago, I also approached emails like that. But I saw that that approach didn't work for me. So I started testing different strategies, and now the emails we create for clients have up to 10 times higher conversion rate because of that. Because my team and I tested all the supposed best practices, best strategies, best approach, and broke every single rule out there to find what really works. Okay, moving to principle number 1, and this is psychological segmentation. A super straightforward way to increase sales, if you have different sub-audiences, people with different motivations inside your list, is to segment them through a pop-up like this one. And again, later on, I'll show you pop-up exclusive tips, but this fits into the campaign criteria. So most pop-up builders let you have something like this when you collect subscribers' information before they join your list. This lets you be way more persuasive because you can do segmentation on your list and tailor your campaigns a little bit here and there to increase their conversion rate for these different type of segments. Super simple, you don't need any fancy apps to do this. If you're using Klaviyo, Klaviyo's own pop-up builder lets you do this for free. Moving to principle 10, to increase your sales in campaigns. And this is less is more. The truth is that you don't want to send emails to everyone on your list. So we generated 2.4 million out of a list of 11,000 subscribers. But the truth is that our campaigns were going out to only 7,000 subscribers. And that is because with email, more doesn't equal better. The way email provider works is that they are like bouncers at a nightclub. Again, your boy will have to go out at night to know anything about this. So I've been told, right? I've been told stories. So what these bouncers are doing, allegedly, they are screening people before letting them in, right? So Gmail, Yahoo, all of that, they are seeing the engagement that your emails have, and based on that, they build your reputation. If they see that you keep sending emails to people who don't open or click your emails, they're gonna assign you a bad reputation. They're gonna go, okay, this guy is most likely a spammer, watch out. And your emails are gonna start landing on the promotional folder or even spam. That's not what you want. You want to email landing on the primary folder or the notification folder. And the way you do this is by sending it to fewer subscribers, but more engaged. Here are 2 segments you can start excluding starting today. And this is the exact one we used in this example. We are creating a segment where it says, if someone has received at least 3 emails from us over all time, but they have opened 0 times, then we put them into this segment, and when we send a campaign, we exclude them. We are being very, very aggressive here, and that is fine for us. We'd rather have a smaller pool of subscribers who can send emails, knowing that that's gonna improve our email deliverability, and more eyeballs are gonna see our emails out of this total pool of subscribers at the end of the day. Another segment that we're using, it's to exclude people who have received many emails. So they have received more than 20 emails, yet they have purchased 0 times. So this depends on your exact brand and buying patterns. You can see exactly on average how many emails does it take for someone to buy. And then based on that, tailor this segment. That is what we do. And then you exclude these segments from your campaigns. Even if these people are opening your emails, this is just noise. And in any case, you can add these people back for your Black Friday events, whatever. But if they have received 20 emails from you, it's unlikely they're gonna buy ever. This also has the side benefit of lowering your Klaviyo bill, which is always nice. So this is principle 10, less is more. Moving to principle number 11, and this applies now to all email in general. This will help you create better emails with a higher conversion rate. And this is start with a bang. Very simple, you want to hook people from the subject line of your email to the headline, to the sub-headline, to the body copy. You should be aiming to improve the consumption of your emails, getting your emails read. The examples that I've already shown you and that I will show you all follow that same principle, so you can go back and reread them. So this is the same that happens with TikToks and with Reels. Everyone knows the importance of a good hook, but with email it's more normal to get lazy sometimes. Pure in email engineers, as a rule, I don't allow that to happen. So this is something my team knows pushes me over the edge. So if I see a dull, boring start when reviewing an email, I immediately flag that because, again, it reduces the consumption of the entire email. This is something like I'm borderline paranoid about, like risking losing people's attention. This is something to keep in mind when reviewing emails when they're already done, seeing if this passed this test. Do they start with a bang from the subject line to the headline to the subheader and all of the copy? Next principle, and related to that, to increase conversion rates, make sure every email has an entertaining big idea. So let me break this down. Entertaining because no one was ever bored into buying anything. Tying it back to the previous principle, starting with a bang. And a big idea because that makes an email memorable. It makes them stand out and grab more attention in subscribers' mind. Let me show you an example. This is an email we created for a light supplier. So they sell to contractors, homeowners, all of that. And what we wanted to say here is that they have over 80,000 SKUs. So they have plenty of lights. We could have said we have over 80,000 lights for you to choose from. That could have been the typical approach, but again, I would have flagged that immediately. Instead, we come up with this concept: enough lights to light up the moon. It starts with a bang. The moon image design also gets your attention. It is entertaining because you do not expect this email. It has a big idea that it's being conveyed. And then it says, imagine all the lights you need to light up the moon. You literally need thousands, right? Keeps you hooked. Well, that's kind of like what we're doing here at Buy Right Electric. With over 80,000 SKUs, we've got every bulb, fixture, and lighting component you could ever imagine. What does it mean for you? You'll never need to waste another second hunting down that perfect fixture for your next project. Whether it's as simple as a tiny LED or as complicated as a full-size lighting control panel, we have everything you need for your next project, no matter how specific. And it's all just one click away. Shop with confidence. So again, from the moment they open the email, they don't expect to see this. So this is an entertaining big idea at play. And then we anticipate one pain this audience has, which is that if they're contractors, they need their products as soon as possible. So we communicate that in a very clear, specific way. This is not short copy. I'd say this is more on the long side, but this is super clear copy, which is why this works so well. Again, the other emails I just showed you also have an entertaining big idea. Can you guess what the space race has to do with you? And it also starts with a bang. Next principle, to increase email conversion rates and to know exactly what types of emails to send. This is conviction building. And this strategy says that if someone is not buying from you, it's not because your price is high, it's because their conviction in your brands and in your product is not high enough. So in other words, a discount won't do anything to someone who doesn't trust you or your brand yet, or for someone who doesn't desire or knows they need your products enough. So people live in indecision. They don't know they want the thing yet, or they don't trust you enough. To get them to buy, we have to cross what's called the conviction threshold. And you do that by sending emails that strike desire and trust and desire and more trust and more desire and more trust until they Bye. So when choosing what emails to send, start with this end goal in mind and then send emails that create a lot of trust and a lot of desire. That explains the principle of trust acceleration. This is the reason why we're sending an email so long, like this one, because it creates trust fast and creates a lot of it. This is the reason why we're sending emails like this that create a lot of desire to get out of pain, out of back pain in this case. The desire of saving the headache and the trouble of having to shop from different lighting retailers and creating trust around the idea that they are gonna get their items on time. Everything comes down to this: trust and desire. So let me show you an email that does this really well. Then I will explain exactly what desire creation mechanism we're using and what trust creation mechanism we're using, because we've compiled over 17 ways to build trust through email and 7 ways to build desire through email. So, okay, this email is for a brand that sells wigs like this, for context. So it goes: tired of low quality hair extensions? Hey name, I've got a pretty awesome story to tell you. We received a message on our Innovative Weaves Instagram account this past weekend. It goes like this: hey, my name's Kathleen. I'm all the way from Cleveland and I just wanted to share this with you. Recently, I've been trying out a bunch of different hair extension products to help me complete my look, but it's been hard to find the right fit for my curly hair. I bought some extension from a pretty well-known company. I won't mention the name. It looked great in the ads. Like, it blended perfectly with the model's hair. I could barely see any skin wefts at all, so I placed an order with them. But when I received it, my experience wasn't really the same. I couldn't get it to blend perfectly even though I sat in front of the mirror for hours. I could clearly see the man sticking out, even though they were meant to be invisible. Thinking it was just me looking into it too much, I waited to a family gathering anyway. Horrible idea. Through the entire night, it felt like every person at the gathering was staring at me. Not to mention, every 5 seconds or so, I would sneakily pop on my iPhone, swipe the camera, put it in selfie mode, and take a good look at my hair to try and fix it. It wasn't fun. It really soured the whole night for me. It sucks, you know, trying to find good extension. That night made me give up on it completely. I even emailed the company to return what I bought, but of course, they never even replied. Feeling hopeless, I just went on with my life. Fast forward a few weeks later. I was sitting in my garden sharing a bottle of rosé with one of my girlfriends, and I told her about this experience. As I was telling her the story, she started looking at me like I was crazy. She stopped me midway through a sentence, put down her drink, whipped out her iPhone, and sent me your Instagram account. You have to check these people out. They have the best hair extensions. Of course, I didn't even want to entertain the idea, but then she told me she was wearing some of your extension at that exact moment, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even tell she was wearing anything, and I was sitting face to face with her, like right in front of her, in the daylight, with the wind blowing her hair all over the place. I thought, what? There's no way. Her curly hair looked nearly perfect. She had to be lying. So, that night, I started exploring your website, learning all about Invisible technology and how it ensures our extension blend perfectly with our own hair, right down to the roots. Maybe there's a chance, I thought. But after my previous experience, I was still a little bit scared. So, I didn't buy anything from you just yet. It wasn't until a few days later when I revisited your website and read about your warranty that I decided to give your company a try. As a last resort. What did I have to lose, you know? And wow, I'm completely blown away. I haven't worn it out in public yet, but there are literally close to 0 visible lines or weird-looking transitions. It blends so smoothly with my hair. Just look. Flawless. I just wanted to say thank you for creating something so awesome for us. Fabulous! If you're facing the same frustration that Caitlin did trying to find the perfect extensions, give our Invisiroot extensions a try. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. XOXO, Marry the Innovative Weaves team. P.S. As usual, all of our products come with a free 30-day guarantee, so you can try out any of our units risk-free. Wear them, wash them, whatever you need to, and if you don't like them, we'll send you a replacement at no extra cost. Try out our Invisiroot extension today without any risk. So, this is a conviction-building, text-based email. The last part with the guarantee creates trust, and the whole story is relating to the experience people have gone through. So the desired building mechanism we're using here, one of the 7, is called magnifying the mouse. And it goes to an advertising saying that says, don't advertise better mousetrap, create bigger mouses. So what we're doing here is creating a big pain, the problem of having bad, cheap hair extensions. That is the desire building mechanism. And the trust creation mechanism we use here are two. First, there's the social proof, because this is based on a real experience, a review. And the second one is relating to common experiences. So we buy from people who understand our pain. So we use two trust creation mechanisms here. And this is a text-based conviction email, 1,000 times better than the typical email a brand like this is sending, which will say like, we are the best wigs on the market, or like, we are the cheapest, or whatever, or here's the percent off, right? That wouldn't even work as well as this email right here. So that is principle 12, conviction building. And that basically ensures that every email that you create is gonna get higher sales. Moving to principle 13, this is having only one big objective. So there's a saying that a strength coach I used to follow said. He said, if you have one ass, you can sit on two horses. So he used this analogy to say that if you want to gain muscle, you should focus on gaining muscle. And if you want to gain strength, you should focus on gaining strength only. If you try and do the two at the same time, you won't achieve any of them as good as you did just one on its own. And the same goes for email. If you have one ass, you can sit on two horses. There should only be one big objective per email. One product that you want to push, like in this email right here. One pain you're relating to, one feature or benefit you're doubling down on, one guarantee, one use case, one ingredient, one goal, and so on, which is why pillow emails don't work. Emails that don't have enough punching power is often because they don't follow this principle. They try to do multiple things at once. Instead, you should have one big objective per email, whatever it is. Principle 14 is use powerful demonstrations. If you've ever seen an infomercial, then you know what I'm talking about. An infomercial is just about powerful demonstration. Extreme examples showing you how the product works, taking it to an extreme. So if you want to prove a point, sometimes there's no better way to say that through a powerful demonstration. Like for example, in this case right here, if this was a designed emails, we could have done a before and after. That is a powerful demonstration. In fitness, it's the typical, I used to be fat, now I'm big and muscular and lean. If people need to see your product being used, you can also use GIFs inside emails to demonstrate how the product works. If it's about feeling a certain way, then a story like this one is a powerful demonstration. The principle here is that if you do this right, there are no objections to be made. It is like you said it is. There's no debating the fact. And you can see the biggest and most profitable brands do this very well. For example, True Classic, you've most likely seen their ads where they have models and they are like stretching the t-shirts to show they are stretchable. And by the way, this is a True Classic t-shirt. Shout out to Ryan, the co-founder, for sending me this. So whenever you can, leverage powerful demonstration in your emails, in your designed emails, but also in text-based emails if you want to demonstrate a feeling. Next, 15. To improve conversion rates, create a vision. This ties down to the previous idea, but it's slightly different. So let me show you a real example for a client in the skincare business. They sell a face serum. So it says 90 days to younger, brighter looking skin. Clinical studies run by Dr. Kelly show that all it takes is 90 days of using Rejuvenate to reduce wrinkles, fine lines, and brighten dark spots, leaving you with a glowing, youthful appearance. Let's find out what these 90 days look like. What we are gonna do here is paint a vision in people's mind to reduce any uncertainty, because what we can picture to be true becomes true. If we know exactly what is going to happen and how it's going to happen, then we're more likely to buy that product. So then it says, here's what happens once you start using Rejuvenate, dates 1 through 30. After just 14 days of using in Blair, most users already start to see a younger version of themselves when they look in the mirror, which is almost unheard of in the skincare industry. Then we use a relevant review to support that what we just said. Early results could include improved skin elasticity and firmness, or even compliments from friends and family. Day 30 to 60, clinical studies show that improvements in the appearance of wrinkles and the look and feel of skin can be seen as early as 45 days, just a small taste of what's to come. Day 60 to 90, wrinkles and fine lines might start to visibly reduce. This is where you look in the mirror and becomes awestruck at the glowing face staring back at you. Take Penny from Missouri, for example. This also ties down to the previous principle of a powerful demonstration, a before and after in this case. Days 90 and beyond, this is when you will see the biggest improvement in your skin by far, with reduced signs of wrinkles and fine lines and visible brightening dark spots. Your skin will look noticeably younger to you and everyone else around you. Start your rejuvenate journey today. And again, this also follows other principles we've talked about. The entertaining big idea. We're creating a path here for them to visualize. And it also starts with a bang. Then it also has one big objective only, which is explaining exactly how you're gonna feel. And of course, it creates a vision. Moving on to principle 16, to increase conversion rate, and that is use personality text based emails. People buy from people, which is why every single text-based emails you've seen in this video so far comes from a person, comes from a real human. This has a secondary benefit. This let us get real and emotional and get deep into their problems, like in this example I just show you. Because this is a person sending an email, it feels more personal. They don't have the guards up as they do with designed emails. So with this type of emails, we can say things we couldn't say otherwise. There's simply no equivalent to this email on a designed format. There's none. So brands will not use this are missing on a lot of sales and a lot of persuasion because they're missing a big piece of the puzzle to create desire and to create trust with their audience. So this is another reason why we leverage text-based emails so much across our clients. There's 7, 8, 9-figure brands, and every time we find ways to make text-based emails work for them. Sometimes they come from the founder or the CEO. If we use another positioning, it might come from someone in customer support. Or we might create a pen name, for example, or even create a new position inside the company. Like this email could have come from a weak fit expert, right? There's always ways to make it work. And I will say this is one of the best aces under our sleeve that allow us to get these types of results and to get super high conversion rates across all of our clients. Principle 16 to increase your email conversion rates, and that is to reduce distractions. So this applies to designed emails, and what we've seen is that sometimes brands have too much information going on, too many illustrations, weird photo shoots going on that distracts people from the goal of an email, which is to get the content consumed. So what we do here is we keep our emails very simple, very straightforward, super clean, so that every single thing that needs to be read gets read. Putting all of the principles together, we start with a bang, and then we keep their attention with easy to consume content. We use headlines and sub-headlines to keep people hooked, but overall it's very easy for the brain to process what's going on. It's very easy for the brain to understand where should the eyes go towards. Very easy for the brain to know what's important and what's not as important. And of course, one caveat is that, okay, some brands are more like playful and all of that. So if it's a branding play, then it's fine as long as it doesn't become distracting. The principle is about distraction and reducing distractions. So the simpler your emails can be, the better. An email like this, for example, is fine. There are many distractions, but as you know, it's breaking some of the most important principles to increase conversions. This email also minimizes distractions and has your eyes go exactly where we want them to go. That is the principle. A clear email beats a catchy email every single day of the week. Principle 18 to improve your conversion rates: excite it up. Some of the best performing emails are the emails that announce a new product, a new category, or a new collection. But of course, not every brand can keep coming up with new products every single day of the week, or every month for that matter. So that is why for those clients who don't have much going up for them, we excite up the emails that we create. So this comes with the entertaining big ideas, using words or concepts like announcing, revealed. I'll show you an example in a moment. Warning, exposed, shocking, and so on, depending on your branding. For example, this email did really well. The concept for this was a trust creation campaigns through the use of testimonials and reviews. But normally those emails are really boring if they're done in the traditional way, like here's what they have to say about us, the reviews are in type of emails, right? They feel like a straight up pitch and everyone knows it. So the entertaining big idea here was this one. Contractors finally confess their inciting shopper secret. This has been saving me money for almost 15 years, anonymous contractor. Everyone loves a good secret, especially ones that can save your money on all your project supplies. We piled together confessions from contractors around the US detailing their one insider secret for saving money when shopping for supplies, all without having to sacrifice on quality. The common theme? They all shop with Byte Electric. Read their confessions, right? It's not reviews, testimonial, it's not, hey, we're trying to sell you something, so here are some reviews. No, it's confessions, right? And each one of these reviews support that idea. By the way, whenever using reviews, always use a headline to grab people's attention. We've already discussed this. So the principle is excite it up, finding new ways to say the same thing. Moving on to principle 19 to increase conversion rates, and that is optimize subject lines for sales, not opens. This comes from the demonstration that the subject line with the highest opens isn't always the one with the highest sales. So let me explain. This is an A/B test inside Klaviyo, same exact email, just a test on subject lines. So subject line A got higher open rates than subject line B, but subject line B led to almost twice the sales that subject line A, practically $10,000 versus only $5,700. So how is this possible? And that is because the subject line impacts the frame people have when reading your email. So let me make an extreme case here. A subject line with high open rates will be like, your lab results are back, right? Super random, right? Your lab results are back and you are gay. Again, it's just an example, but that will get high open rates. People opening this email wouldn't necessarily have the intention to buy, but instead, subject line B could be more emotional, could be a quote, an emotional quote. People don't laugh at me anymore, for example. I don't know. Like tying it back to that previous example, it could be like they laughed when they saw my roots, right? That is something people can relate to, and it's even emotional, so it puts them on an emotional state. It's a completely different frame of mind. So if you're setting up A/B tests inside your flows or campaigns to see which one has a higher open rate and then to roll that out, take a look first at placed order. That's our North Star metric. And also, when creating subject lines, keep this in mind. Clickbaity subject lines are rarely the best in terms of sales. Yeah, sometimes they lead to higher open rates, but that's not the goal. The whole purpose of this is to increase conversion rates. So this is another thing we did to generate $2.4 million out of a list of 11,000 subscribers. For every email that we send, every subject line was very intentional. Next, we have optimize your sending times. So now that you have the perfect email created, you want to send it at the perfect time. And this also adds up to make a huge difference over time. So when is it that we want to send our emails? When they are most likely to open it, right? That's what they tell you at least. But I will say the best time to send an email is it when it's most likely to lead to a sale. So if you're in Klaviyo, you can create a smart send time test. They're gonna grab your entire email list, spread it out into subgroups, send your campaigns over a 24-hour window, and at the end you get a report like this, when you can clearly see when open rates are higher and lower, right? So you will send your emails at this time, right? That is what this makes you believe. But if you scroll down, you can see this, which also includes the placed order rate. But you have to put your mouse over the graph to show it. But if you do, you can see the placed order rate by time window. So for example, here the best sending time was 6 a.m. and its conversion rate was 0.1. But if I go to 3 p.m., I can see that the placed order rate is slightly higher and the open rate is just marginally lower. So if I wanted to maximize sales, I will send my emails at this time of the day, especially if I saw that conversion rates decreased during this time, but they were steady through this, so I can ride this wave, if it makes sense. Because it could be the case that the time window where conversion rates are high here is just a tiny window, and then conversion rates die here, right? So instead we want to ride the wave and be at the top of subscriber inboxes when they're most likely to buy. Of course, this varies audience by audience, brand by brand. So this is the ideal method. But in our case, our list was not big enough for us to use this test. Klaviyo didn't let us because they need more subscribers, a bigger pool to draw meaningful conclusions and statistically significant data. But there's a solution, and this is what we did. If you go to Shopify Analytics, then Reports, you can see total sales over time, and then filter that by the hour. And you will see a graph exactly like this, and it becomes very clear the best times to send an email. You will send an email right here before a peak, especially if, again, conversion rates are still high through time. So in this case, we will ride this wave. Because I can see, for example, there's a peak right here, but it isn't as big as this one right here. So in this case, the optimal sending time will be like at 11 o'clock. Again, it varies brand by brand. In this case, for this other brand, 11 o'clock was one of the worst times to send an email. So whenever you read online the best time to send an email, just ignore it. It varies brand by brand, audience by audience. Okay, so with all of this beauty, I'm confident you can create high converting emails. If you keep in mind all of these principles when writing your next emails, then I can guarantee you convert better than the competition and you also generate more sales. No, but we're still missing one last ingredient. Remember, to increase email sales, we can increase the conversion rates of the emails or have more eyeballs on the same emails, or ideally both. So now let's focus on this. How to improve pop-ups? I'm making this super short and just giving you the answer because it's a long video already and I'm getting hungry. But again, why does this matter? Because a better pop-up can mean having 10x more people going to your sequences, receiving your campaigns, and receiving your new optimized emails. So it is worth always testing your pop-ups, always finding ways to increase the conversion rates. So principles 21 to 23 are this, and I will show you then a pop-up that contains all of this. Simple, bit fancy, use pre-commitment, I'll explain, and ask for mobile apart from email and never ask for names. Like this one. This is one of the top performing pop-ups for a past client that we had. This is the result of plenty of A/B tests. This is the winning variation. So simple, bit fancy. There aren't many distractions going on. It's super straightforward and to the point. It's simple copy. It's not John or family. Be the first to know about new releases, blah, 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 when all they want is a discount, right? So simple, bit fancy. We didn't even use an image right here. It is worth testing. We found out that an image performed worse in this case, but it's always worth testing. If you do, make sure the images have a face with eyes you can see. Face and eyes get attention. So try that out. Simple bit fancy. Use pre-commitment. Do you see the first step? In a second, 150% off your first order. Yes, please. No, thank you. That is a pre-commitment. Because of that first step, believe it or not, people are most likely to give you their emails afterwards. And again, you don't need any fancy tools to do this. You can do this inside Klaviyo for free. So that is pre-commitment. 150% off your first order. Yes, please. No, thank you. We can tie this back to the principle of psychological segmentation. 150% off your first order. Let us know what you're shopping for. And it will be buttons like, depending on what you sell, reduce pain, sleep better, reduce inflammation, whatever it is. And then that data will get saved inside Klaviyo. But if you want to keep it simple, just copy this. This is a simple pop-up that uses pre-commitment. And also ask for mobile apart from email and never ask for names. Because people are more likely to give you their email than their mobile number. Ask for the email first. And for the same pre-commitment principle, they are more likely to give you their mobile number as well. Always let them say no. As you can see, every single step here has a no thank you option. This is to reduce bounce rates. So you're paying $1, $2, $10 for a click. We don't want these people to leave just for a stupid mistake because they couldn't figure out a way to close the pop-up. And then as for the best time to show a pop-up, try anything from 7 to 30 seconds. We normally lean to this upper limit depending on the average session time, how long people are on the website before they leave. We trigger the pop-up before so we don't lose them. If you show it too soon, you might be giving away a discount to someone who was going to buy full price. That is what they say, but the benefit is that you get a lot more emails. So there's always a trade-off anyway. At the end of the day, it depends on your margins and your lifetime value. So if you're okay sacrificing margins on the first purchase because the LTV is built on the long term, then you can show the pop-up sooner. And there you have it, the 23 principles that we use to generate $2.4 million out of a tiny list of 11,000 subscribers. It might be worth to revise this email again because every principle is so important that it might take a few reps to really process that in and to see how that really works in reality. But this gets you closer to having emails that convert 10 times higher than your competition. To have emails that connect with people at a deep level, doubling your email sales, but most importantly, profit, with email accounting for a big chunk of your revenue. Two last things to close this video. First, these findings apply to most categories, but not all. In Email Engineers, we have created a specialized body of knowledge of what makes email marketing work in beauty, skincare, supplements, retailer brands, technology brands, brands that acquire customers through Google, brands that acquire customers through Facebook or influencers, but that information is only revealed to our clients. Second and lastly, if you're running an e-commerce brand and you want to see how Email Engineers might be able to help you out, there's going to be a link in the description for you to schedule a call directly with me. In the meantime, if you want to see another case study where I double down on some strategies that I didn't reveal here, there's going to be also a link in the description. It's free to watch. I'm Matthias Matt Pirelli. Goodbye.